Top 10 least reliable vehicles for the United Kingdom. Just be aware of some of these 10 most unreliable cars in the UK. You don't want to buy one of these headaches. At the end of the video, I will give you some tips on how to buy a good second-hand car, and you won't believe the car that comes first. So stick around to the end. Sometimes buying a used car is just as expensive as buying a new one, or even more expensive. With repairs and general maintenance, expenses accumulate. What seemed like a good buy turned out to be the worst deal of our lives. That's why I've prepared this video with the 10 most unreliable cars you can find in used car catalogues, with the idea that you should not buy one of them. You'll be very surprised when you hear the brand name of the car that ranks first. I'll give you some tips when looking at a car before you buy it. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video if you want me to bring you more of this kind of content. Now let's begin. Number 10. Vauxhall Astra. What can we say about the Vauxhall Astra? Hated by many and loved by few, it's one of the worst cars and has become the headache of many British consumers. In fact, several surveys rank it below average in terms of acceptable levels. Beyond its aesthetics and poor choice of materials, the Astra is an option for those who only want a means of transport to get from point A to point B. But be careful. Several websites have reported that consumers have experienced problems with the gearbox and spent over £1,000 on repairs. Other users have reported problems with the electrical systems and the clutch, and in the worst scenarios, engine problems. So if you have no other choice and have selected an Astra, I recommend you to thoroughly check the car's history of use and check the gearbox. Number 9. Volkswagen Passat Diesel 2010 to 2013. The Passat is one of those options if you're looking for a spacious car without being a BMW 7 Series or Mercedes-Benz C-Class. This early 2010s diesel car, which competes with others in its class, such as the Honda Accord or Toyota Camry, has received negative reviews in the long run after consumers found more than one fault. Gaskets need to be replaced regularly because the diesel engine is prone to oil leaks. In the worst-case scenario, some units have misfire problems in one of the cylinders due to a faulty coil or poor quality spark plugs. From 88,000 miles onwards, these problems emerge and require immediate attention from a mechanic, making it one of the least reliable cars on this list. On the electronics side, several users reported problems with the dashboard display. From 100,000 miles onwards, the display starts to lose illumination, and to repair it, it's necessary to dismantle the entire dashboard. What a mess! Number 8. Nissan Qashqai 2014 onwards. The Nissan Qashqai is one of the UK's most popular and best-selling SUVs. So what the heck is it doing in our top 10? Well, the Qashqai has a few factory issues that crop up as the miles add up. The battery is one of the most typical problems of these units, so its users need to change it too regularly. This battery sucker has poorly optimized electrical systems that need to be checked by a specialist, and to be honest, a very good one. The most problematic are those produced from 2014 onwards, which are fitted with the 1.2-litre Dig-T engine. This engine tends to get out of sync with the timing chain, so it is suggested to check it from time to time. And to complete this perfect storm, Qashqais come equipped with Nissan's infamous CVT gearbox, which caused many consumers to spend over £1,500 on repairs. Ouch! Number 7. BMW 5 Series E60. Although BMW is a brand that is highly regarded and valued on par with Mercedes-Benz, sometimes they make some mistakes. German engineering is synonymous with reliability and precision, but this is not always the case. For example, BMW's E60 Generation 5 Series did not perform as well as expected. Over the years, users have reported problems with the 535i's electrical systems and sensors. Other problems include leaking oil filter gaskets and leaking engine covers. BMW used this generation to introduce turbochargers to its units, so problems with the exhaust valves of the turbos can emerge. The M5 E60, despite having a Formula 1 derived V10 engine, has a very complex and expensive to repair electrical system. It also has mechanical problems with the gearbox and differential. In its favour, however, a well-maintained car can last a long time at least. Number 6. Land Rover Discovery 2015 onwards. Land Rover is known for offering vehicles capable of crossing any type of terrain as long as you have a good toolbox to hand. The Discovery in its base version has problems more to do with the bodywork and cabin fittings. Other common problems with these units have to do with faulty ACs, gearbox and clutch, and users have spent between £300 and £500 on repairs. But the sport version of the Discovery is the most problematic of this generation. One of the worst cars if you ask me. Users have reported problems in the following categories: AC, battery, bodywork, brakes, engine electrics, mechanics, steering column, and a long list of other problems. Up to a staggering £1,000 has been spent by Discovery Sport owners on repairs. How crazy is that? Does that seem exaggerated? It's hard to believe that such a historic vehicle has so many problems. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you've made it this far, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Number 5. Nissan X-Trail. Many customers said the X-Trail is a good buy because of its high usability and satellite navigation. But it leaves a lot to be desired in power, driving feel, and build quality. The suspension on these units are somewhat problematic when traveling at high speeds, making it an unreliable car. Turbo units often have problems with lack of power, black smoke, and turbo leaks, indicators that this part has serious problems and needs to be replaced. Oh, and be warned, it's expensive to replace. Other problems with these units are often related to electronics and power steering. The latter problem tends to occur with units produced between 2011 and 2013 and is an issue you need to avoid so you don't spend more than £1,000 on repairs. Number 4. BMW 1 Series E87. If you want to choose a BMW 1 Series, take a huge magnifying glass and pick the unit you're going to buy with tweezers, because not all 1 Series are the same. The 116i, the 118i and the 120i models have one small problem in common, and that is they are engine trouble magnets. From timing chain failures to BMW's Vanos VVT system, we're talking about serious problems and potential red flags. The diesel versions do not escape these problems either. Units with the N47 engine have timing chain faults, although here they're much easier to fix. This may be the option to go for. Those with the M47 engine have a weak turbo that tends to break, as well as crankshaft and crankcase problems. If you want to get one, make sure you take your mechanic with you, and the timing chain has to be replaced. A tip from the house. Number 3. Audi A3 Diesel, 2003 to 2013. Continuing the trend of unreliable cars at the engine level, we have the diesel version of the Audi A3. Its heated seats are an extra frill, as most simply stop working over the years. However, this is a lesser evil. Depending on the engine and usage, the A3 diesel has issues with the turbo exhaust valve, and sometimes there is a loss of pressure, while mysterious coolant leaks start to appear. At this point, we have a clear red flag. The gearbox, both automatic and manual, has problems, so you have to check very carefully that the automatic gearbox shifts smoothly, and the manual gearbox that the shift from second to third gear offers no resistance. Did I mention that you also have problems with the flywheel? This part, when it fails, entails huge repair costs, as it is a vital component that keeps the engine running. But the most serious problem with these units is that they are part of the VAG Group's emissions scandal, and that is already a clear warning sign. Number 2. Range Rover. Did you expect the Range Rover to be so high on our top 10? Apparently, this model has serious quality control issues with each passing year. Although it remains an icon of British engineering, you need to keep a close eye on it when choosing a second-hand Range Rover. For example, units produced from 2013 onwards can have serious issues. The air suspension tends to fail over the years, and you should make sure it has been properly serviced. The air conditioning is another area that fails in these units, as well as the satellite navigation and electronics in the cabin. I almost forgot, you should also check the window seals, which often leak rainwater. What a nightmare. As an SUV intended for urban areas, the bodywork is a weak point that is easily detectable to the naked eye. But the most severe problems you can find in a Range Rover are engine problems, engine electronics, gearbox, and mysterious leaks due to poor quality engine seals. Don't say I didn't warn you later. Number 1. Volvo XC90. And to close the top, a brand never expected in a list of unreliable cars. For the British market, Volvo is synonymous with reliability, safety, and confidence on the roads. Thanks to more than 50 years of developing road safety, and reflecting this research in its various models, a black sheep was bound to come out after a good run of success. So what's wrong with the Volvo XC90? Units between 3 and 8 years after production start to have overheating, tailpipe, and emissions problems. In addition to this, the turbo and fuel injection systems also start to fail. It is definitely a very serious problem to fix. Losing money on fuel is a very bad investment. Other problems include internal and external door locks, premature wear of door panels, and suspension failure. Definitely the worst and least reliable car. What a disappointment, Volvo. Before I go, here are 4 simple top tips in case you still want to buy some of the cars mentioned in this video, or any other used car, no matter if it is a petrol, diesel, hybrid, or electric car. The first thing is not to make a hasty purchase and research the offers. Take your time and find out what kind of use the previous owner gave the car. Second, ask your mechanic to go with you to look at the car. It's always better to be accompanied by an expert. Third, make sure all papers are in order, MOT passed and taxes paid. If there's no transparency, run away from there. And finally, check the bodywork for any damage, especially rust, as you ideally don't want a car that will cost you far more in getting past its MOT. Send us some images of a car you want to buy and we'll give you some advice. If you like this top and these tips, please like this video and support us by subscribing to the channel. This will help us to keep growing and bring you more videos from the world of motoring. See you soon.